Today we're going to build and review the new Necrons Imotekh The Stormlord, and we're going to compare his model to the old one. And it's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, here we are, exciting times. We've got the brand new Imotekh The Stormlord miniature, one of my most favourite characters from the Necrons range. I really love Imotekh, all the way back from when I played him in 5th edition. I think it was 5th edition, maybe 6th edition, I'm not sure now, but when he had the lightning strikes, which auto hit any unit on a 6 every single turn. That is when he had some cool rules. However, now we've got a cool new plastic miniature. Of course, the previous one was Finecast. Now, I did record me unboxing this miniature, having a look at the sprue, but the footage didn't come out very well, and to be fair, it's pretty boring to see anyway. So, we're going to go straight into building the miniature. So, once we've removed the items from the sprue, of course, we've got to clean up the mould lines. There are quite a few fiddly mould lines on this miniature. However, of course, any miniature which is made from plastic generally has quite a few fiddly mould lines. It's just one of those things. However, it's definitely worth taking the time to clean up these mould lines. We spend a lot of money on the miniature. We're going to spend a lot of time building and painting it and playing it. And we want it to look as good as we can. If you don't remove those mould lines, when you paint it, you'll be able to see all of those mould lines. Now, it's fair to say that part of the build was the longest part. It took me quite some time to remove those lines. However, the gluing of the miniature was pretty quick and easy. I glued as per the instruction book. However, I decided to not glue Imotekh to the actual base structure because I thought it would just be easier for painting. I also decided not to glue the cloak on as well, again for ease of painting. Okay, so whilst I'm gluing this together, I'm going to have a chat about his stats. Now, the stats in the codex do differ from the index cards. Just one change though, and that is his wounds. So he gains a wound, 6 wounds now as opposed to 5. Everything else though is exactly the same, and he's still 100 points. Now, I made a video about Imotekh The Stormlord when 10th edition first hit. I thought he was a really good character with some really good abilities. However, the truth is, he doesn't have a resurrection orb, and that was a big thing, especially as overlords were cheaper and of course had a free res orb. Now, it's fair to say that the resurrection orb just isn't as good in the codex as it was in the index. So that sort of helps Imotekh The Stormlord, plus the fact that he can generate an extra CP. I think it's going to be very powerful, especially where we have some really good 2 CP stratagems, like in the Canoptic Court. The Eradication stratagem, 2 CPs, but giving your Cryptic or Canoptic unit devastating wounds. Potentially in the Hypercrypt Legion, you've got 2 CP stratagems in that Legion, so generating those extra CPs is going to be really useful. Okay, so here he is, all finished, and what a cool looking miniature he is. I always feel it's best to judge a miniature once you've built it, potentially painted it. Once you've put that extra time into a miniature, it seems to just get better and better than just looking at a picture. If we compare him to the old miniature, of course, yes, he's on a bigger base and he does look a little bit taller. My old miniature, I did actually sort of raise his back leg just to give him a little bit more dominance. Also, you probably notice I put a green rod into the old miniature's staff, and that's because I was going on a green rod frenzy, because the release of the original Imotekh was the time when they stopped making green rods, and I wanted green rods in all of my miniatures, so that's why I did that little conversion. Overall though, he is really, really cool, and I think it's a good interpretation of the Finecast miniature to plastic. Yes, they could have done a lot more with it, maybe had some lightning coming from it, so, you know, added some extra detail. I know some people don't like those little scarabs on his cloak. I don't mind them, they're fine. On the whole, I think they've done a really good job. Now, I am looking for some feedback, please. How do you think I should paint my Imotekh The Stormlord? Do you think I should use my original colours on the original model, or maybe try something new? I'm not sure. Let me know what you think with a comment. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to watch my first look at the Codex video, then there it is for you. And when it comes out, here is a video of me looking at the Oricon model.